Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another live class for today. Okay, oh wow, time. Welcome. So, guys, good evening, Matilda. You have already dropped a message. So, I just need somebody to please confirm for me that you can hear me. Okay, immediately I get the confirmation, I am going to start immediately. I'm just trying to trim my fabric. I am going to start immediately. I really don't have much time today for chatting, chit chat. So we are going to start immediately. Wow. We're going to start immediately. So please let me know. Margaret, good evening. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So we can start already. So we can start already. Okay, you can hear me. Good. So now let's get started. So like I said, I have another meeting by 8 o'clock. So I need to get done with this live stream before then. So in today's class, I'm going to be showing you people how to cut a 4-piece skirt. So the good thing with 4-piece skirt is that is that you can actually use a fabric, a smaller fabric for it. Yes, you can use a smaller fabric for a 6-piece skirt. So you can see, so today what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to use 2 yards of fabric to cut a 4-piece skirt. You people are going to see it, that the skirt is going to be full. It will look like a 6-piece skirt, but it is a 4-piece skirt. So that is what we are going to learn how to do today. Maria, you're welcome. Sancho, welcome. Good evening. Yes, so guys, you guys should give this video a thumbs up and let's get started straight into our tutorial for today. So I'm just trying to, let's see, let me set my camera properly so we can see everything. Okay, I think we can see. Yes, so thank you those of you that are giving me hearts. Thank you. So these are the fabric that I'm going to be using. So like I said, we're using 2 yards of fabric. So if it is Ankara, you can actually cut a 6-piece skirt with these 2 yards of fabric. Okay, so what we are going to do, now, I just divided the 2 yards, the 2 yards, I divided them into two. You understand? One yard. So now you are going to see how we are going to start. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's add all of our lines on our fabric. So as I go along, we will be adjusting the camera. So this is the first line here, so which is going to serve as my waist line. Okay, so you all know that we're making a skirt, right? So the next line we are going to make is our hip line. So Perpetua, good evening. So hip line is usually 9 inches or 10 inches, depends on how tall the person is. So you can see, so let's use 9 inches for this. So place it like this. This is 9 inches for our hip line. So the next line you want is your knee line. So knee line is usually between 17, 18, 19 inches. So it depends. So for this knee line, let's use 18 inch, or let's use 17 inches. Most times I always like measuring. You see. So let's use 17 inches. It's usually 18 or 19 inches, but let's use 17. Okay, so I'll mark it like this. Can you guys see? So I'll mark it like this. And then the next thing, so let me know where you guys are watching me from. Let me know. So you can see how I folded my fabric. Two of them are folded the same, okay? And then the next thing we're going to do for this 4-piece skirt, in order for our skirt to flay, so I'm trying to see if I can turn my camera. So can you see? So I have a skirt here. This one that I have here, this is an 8-piece skirt. So this 4-piece skirt that I'm going to cut now, you can see how this skirt is looking full. So I'll be able to achieve a 4-piece skirt, and then it's going to still look like this, as in it's going to be full like this. So I'm going to show you guys the dimension that you are going to use to cut it, and then it will look like this, but you just have a two-piece skirt. That's two at the front and two at the back. Okay, so now let's continue. Now let me turn my camera back. Okay, so yes, so now let's continue. Okay, I think I adjusted. Ibe Cotterell, you're watching from Nigeria. Carmelita, good evening. Helen, good evening. Okay, Maria, you're watching from Lagos. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do now, so these are all of our lines. Let's see. I don't want any part to be lost as we're doing it. Okay, yes, and then the full length. So the full length I'm using for this is 45 inches. So that's the full length for the down. Okay, Margaret, you're watching from Lagos. So when you're cutting a skirt like this, because you need that down part to have that flare, you are going to, the first thing I'm going to check from this point, I'll check my hip measurement. You understand? When I check my hip measurement is 10. I'm just checking, and then I check how many inches I have here. I have 8 inches. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use 7 inches on this side. I'm going to use 7 or 6 inches. Yes. So what I'm going to do, you can see my 6 inches like this. So I'm going to mark 6 inches at the center of from this edge like this. So I'll just mark that 6 inches. So for this, it depends on how many inches you are marking on this side. That is what will determine how wide and your skirt will be. That's how the shape will be, how it will open. So you can use, if you want a very full skirt like the one I showed you guys now, you can use as much as 10 inches. That means, what I'm trying to say, that you can put 10 inches here, and then before you start your measurement. Okay, so now we have marked 6 inches. So now we're going to start our measurement. We're going to take our skirt measurement on this side. You understand? Not this side. Just watch. So you can see I'm placing the back and the front together. Yes, I'll cut the back and the front together. So I'm going to place my measurement, my skirt measurement now on this side of my fabric. So the first measurement we're going to come to now, that's our waistline measurement. Our waistline measure, our waist is 32. So you divide 32 into 4, you are going to have 8 inches. So you mark your 8 inches like that, and then add your allowance. Depends on how many inches allowance you are using, you add the allowance. Okay, so when you add the allowance like that, the next thing you are going to come to is your hip line measurement. So divide your hip line measurement by 4. So for this I'll use 14, and then I'll add 1 inch as allowance. Okay, so from this part now, I am going to join my hip. Okay, now I will make it 2 hip. So I'll use this now, connect the 2 lines like this. Okay, so the next measurement I want to cut, I want to mark now, is my knee measurement. So if you don't understand, please ask a question as I'm here. Matilda, thank you for joining. So the knee line measurement, so what I'll do for the knee, I'll check what I have here. I have about 11 inches. I'll take out 2 inches, which is 9 inches, which is the way we normally do. But if you have been following me, you notice I usually take as much as 3, even up to 4 inches from my skirt measurement to give it that beautiful shape. So I'm just going to mark it like this. So for this I'm using 8.5. So at the end of the day, that means I took out 2.5 inches and not the regular 2 inches. Okay, so I'll place this like this, and then I'll mark it like this. So can you see what I'm doing? I'm marking my skirt measurement. So now I'm going to come to this down part. So for this down part, my fabric is a little bit limited, so I have about 12 inches. So for this, you can go as much as 17 inches if you want your skirt to look like a 6-piece skirt or 8-piece skirt. If you want it really full, you can see how I'm spreading. You can go as much as 18 inches, 20 inches. So you know, once you come like this, now you open up. Now this will give you that fullness. Okay, So but mine, since I have just about 12 inches, I'm just going to work with what I have over there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my long ruler this way, and then you can see what I am going to do. I am going to mark this like this. So I just mark it and blend it into that part that way. And then when I blend it into that part that way, so I'm just trying to reshape. Can you see? So you see my skirt. So now we are done with our shape, the shape of our skirt. So now we want that center part, we want it to have that open. Okay, so those of you that are just joining us, you're welcome. You guys should give this video a thumbs up. So now this part, now everything depends on from this knee line down. That is how I'm going to achieve that fullness for my skirt. So like I said, I told you guys, I said I cut both the back and the front the same. Yes, because we are going to join the skirt. So for this, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to mark I'm going to mark 2 inches as my allowance. So for that 2 inches that I'm marking, the front one I'll use 1 inch, is the back one I'll use 2 inches because I want to add a zip. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, that 2 inches, you can see what I'm doing. So that our front piece, we're still going to trim out 1 inch from it. So that's what I'm trying to say. So I'll just mark my 2 inches like this. Can you see what I'm doing? I'll mark my 2 inches up to my hip line, and then I'll mark that 2 inches as I'm coming like this. I'll mark that 2 inches like this. So as I go to the knee point, I reduced it with like to about 1 inch. Do you see? So and I'm connected it to this point. So now we are now going to work with this part now. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create a fillet to this side. So this was why I was telling you guys that this part, you can make it as much as 10, 12 inches. Just imagine now, you can see my table. Just imagine now that my fabric is up to this point. So once I come from this point like this, create that triangle out, it will make my skirt to be very full. Okay, so but because I have limited fabric, so that is why I'm explaining it, so you guys can use it. So when I'm done, I'll open the shape of this skirt. You guys will see. This is a skirt that I normally do if I don't have, the fabric is not much. I normally do this style and it works, as in it works perfectly, as in perfectly well. Okay, so you can see what I have done now. You can see I have marked it. So I just marked it out like this. Can you guys see the shape of my skirt? So for the front piece, I'm going to use 1 inch for my front piece. So like I said, it's the back piece that I need an extra allowance. So I hope you guys got it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut now. So we're cutting immediately. So like I said, today's live stream, I really don't have much. So can you guys see what I'm doing? So drop your questions on the comment section. If you have any questions, just drop it. Can you see what I'm doing? So I'm cutting the normal, at this point I'm just cutting the normal skirt part. So if you notice, I did not add the dart to it, so you can add your dart to it. Okay, you can just add your dart at this waist side. Wow, this is beautiful. Thank you so much. Okay, accurate measurement. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Accurate. Okay, so we'll do that in another class. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, thanks for the gift. I really appreciate you. I appreciate. Wow, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so now let's continue. Wow, thank you. Let me just screen. Okay, so now let's continue. Okay, so let's continue. Thank you, Money Haste. Thank you so much. So let's continue. So on this side, I am going to cut this part now. So I'm going to cut this part now. Okay, so I am cutting this other side right now. So I think in another class, I think that's what I should do. I'll come and show you guys how to measure yourself. So you can see I'm cutting this part now. Chukwuenje, thank you. Good evening. You're just joining. Wow. We're almost done. Thank you, Money Heist. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gift. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I actually don't take it for granted, okay? I don't take it for granted. Thank you. So you can see. Thank you. Okay, so like I said, I am going to trim the front. I can decide to trim it, I can decide not to trim it for the front. So you can decide to leave it like that, or you can decide to stitch it, okay? So now we are done. Can you guys see? We are done. Thank you, Money Heist. Thank you so much. So the next thing, you guys will not understand. Thank you for somebody to gift you on a live stream. You have done so well. Okay, so now we're going to stitch now. Because of you, I am that accurate body measurement. Tomorrow I am going to come up, Money Heist, to come and show you guys how to take accurate body measurement on our live stream, okay? So I'm going to use myself to do that. Yes, I'm going to use myself to do that. How I got what, Helen? The side measurements, that one you don't need any measurement for it. You understand? So for the side measurement, that's this measurement on this side, depends on how full you want it to be. What you will do, measure your skirt on this side, your normal skirt. After measuring your skirt, this other side depends on how many inches you want to use. You understand? So for mine, I use 6 inches. Why did I use 6 inches? Because you can see this down part now, because I wanted this part now to be full. You understand? So you can use any, okay, so you can use any measurement of your choice. So the only thing that you are adding on this side, on this other side, is your zip allowance and your stitching allowance. That's what you add from the waist area like this. Just add your stitching allowance and your zip allowance for the back piece. So that was why I said use 2 inches. So that 2 inches will work well for both the back and the front for you. You understand? It will work well both for the back and the front. So when you measure 2 inches, that's from this line. You know now, this line is our normal line now. So you add 2 inches. When you add 2 inches to this point like this, as you add the 2 inches, that 2 inches, you just be marking it. When you mark it to your knee line, once you have gotten to the knee line, so you remember your fabric is, you have extra fabric on this side. The essence of this extra fabric on this side is for you to achieve this curve. Do you understand? It's for you to achieve a beautiful curve for your skirt. So like I said, you know, people know I use 6 inches. 6 inches is not big enough, but my fabric is not much. But if you want to do a skirt that is not too big, 6 inches is perfect. But if you want to do a skirt that will be very full, you can add as much as 10 inches on this side. You understand? So it depends on how many inches you are adding on this side. That is what will determine how full your skirt will be at that center. So for this side, does not have any measurement. Just whatever fabric you have, use it. all you are going to do once you get to the knee part, just curve your hand and create the curve. So Helen, I hope you've gotten it. If you don't understand, please let me know. Okay, so let's teach now. So what we are going to do, so let me stitch the back piece first. It's a simple process. So that back piece now, you are going to, back piece is that center, that's where your allowance, your zip allowance, everything will be. You understand? I really don't even know what that was. So when you stitch, you just navigate your curve like this. Navigate your curve. So in this skirt is going to have mangeli. Thank you. Oh, so sorry about that. Dorcas, you're welcome. Fantastic lady, thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, you're watching from Ghana. So at this point now, you add your darts. You understand? So I'm just going to add the darts so that you people will not get confused. You say she did not add that. So at this point now, I'm adding that to my piece. Okay? So add your darts the same normal way you add your darts. So when you are cutting this, add Helen, please, if you are still on, let me know. Did you understand? Did you get it? This skirt is a very simple skirt. Once you catch it, it's a very simple and easy skirt, and it is a pattern that if you don't have much fabric, you can still make a beautiful skirt, and then your skirt will be full and fine. So if you have like 2.5 yards of fabric, this skirt is perfect. You understand? It will make a beautiful, perfect skirt for you. So let's join the front piece now. Okay? So you join them at the center. So once you get to the knee, you just navigate the curve and then follow that your flail down to the down part. Okay, you are late because of network, and you can always go back and rewatch the video. So once the stream finishes, you can go back and then you see the stream. You can rewatch it. It's going to be okay. Okay. So like I said, at this point now, I just want to add my darts to it. Okay. So you can always go back and rewatch it. It's a simple process. So somebody requested for accurate body measurement. So tomorrow, by God's grace, those of you that don't know how to take measurements, that's what we're going to do on our live stream in the evening like this, okay? So I'm just going to try and explain it. I know that so many of you already know how to take measurement, but for those that don't know how to, so can you guys see? So let me open up the skirt so that you can see it. So can you see? Can you guys see? Can you see how beautiful this skirt is? Can you see? So just imagine if the down part of my skirt, if the measurement that I used is bigger. You people know that I was managing my fabric, but you can see the shape. Can you see the shape of the skirt? That's what I want you all to see, to know. You understand? So I hope you can see. Okay, you are having difficulty hearing me. Okay, Ellen, not really, sorry. The 6 inches you took from the side, is it to curve the other side? The 6 inches, yes, the 6 inches that I took is for us to enable me curve these parts like this, you understand? So that is what added to this side of my skirt. If you notice, this is the original line, which is the center line, you understand? So that extra 6 inches came, so it will help you to curve your skirt, you understand? To help you to navigate this curve like this and bring it out. So that's the essence of the 6 inches. So what I'm saying, if you have much fabric, you can do as much as 10 inches. The more you curve, the more it will come out. Can you see? You see the way we came down from this side, then it came out like this. So it's because of the 6 inches that helped me to curve this center of the skirt. Okay, so I hope you got it. If you don't understand it, use paper to practice it. Just get piece of paper and practice it, you will understand it. Favor, thank you, good evening. Can you guys see? So you can see my skirt. So there's no point of me joining the back and the front together. So let me show you guys the back. There's no point joining the back and the front together. Can you see? Can you see? So just imagine if I had used like 10 inches, my skirt will be fuller in front. You understand? The flare, it will open more in front. So that is that, okay? So guys, I'm going to stop this tutorial here. So because the only thing at this point now, the only thing that is remaining is just for you to join your back and your front together and then fix your waistband, which I'm not going to do here. You can see, so this is the front and then this is the back. You can see, just join them together at the side and then you are good to go. So like I said, it's a simple skirt pattern, but if you want to do it, that part that I use 6 inches for the center, use 10 inches, it will be fuller. And then the side, our own side, that's the side, I used about 12 inches. Is it 12 inches? Let me check it. That's this part from here to here. I use Helen, okay. Okay, you are sure you understand? I hope you understand. If you don't understand, ask me. Oh, that's what I normally tell my online students. If you don't understand, ask again. There's no problem. So for the normal curve, I use 12 inches, and then that center I now use 6. So if you want to do it and you want it to be full, that center one, use 10 inches. It will be very full, or 12. Then the side, use like 14 or 15 inches. It will be very full and your skirt will be full and it will be fine. So guys, so thank you so much, all of you that tuned in this evening. So like I said, I have another meeting. I have a meeting by 8, so I need to go. So thank you so much guys for joining and for tuning in. So tomorrow I'm going to show you guys how to take accurate body measurements. Well, we'll measure ourselves. Yes, I think let's measure ourselves, or we'll measure the mannequin. Anyone when tomorrow reach, will know. Okay, Helen, thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like tomorrow, I'm sure I must have weaved my hair, because this natural hair, the thing have tired me. So let me weave it and go back to my wigs. Yeah, I've missed them a lot. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thanks to the person that gifted me this evening. Thank you so much. Money Heist, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate. Thank you.